Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we're gonna check fresh release from Eduard. As you can see, that's a 148 scale BF 109E-3 in Profipack edition. But first let me remind you that we are still gathering money for the new camera and you can help us by pressing the donate button or just write in the comments section below and I will contact you or explain how to do it. So this is a new Profipack release which is based on well-known plastic of the E version of famous BF 109, and some of you might have assembled this kit before, but now we have it released in form of this nice Profipack. And as you can see, box size is quite typical for this type of kit. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and on the side of this box we have 5 marking options which are included into this kit. As you can see, they're finished mainly in a green colored camouflages, and from the other side you can see some information about manufacturer, QR code for the kit info page, and some information about the model, that it's made in Czech Republic and it contains different parts inside. So that's a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. So as you can see, all plastic sprues are packed into the same plastic bag, and then we have assembly manual on the bottom. But first, of course, we will check all these plastic frames. Actually, it is quite surprising that all frames are packed into the same plastic bag, because usually Eduard stores them in separate plastic bags, but this time we see a different approach. So here you can see first plastic frame which is dedicated to wing parts, and wing parts quite typical for BF 109 kits from Eduard. As you can see, we have 2 top halves and 1 bottom. Of course, air intakes and wheel wells will have to be assembled separately. And note the detailing of these parts. I mean, we have recessed panel lines and riveting present, which should look good after careful painting. And of course, I would not recommend to apply really thick layer of paint, because you can lose such detailing under several layers of paint. Here you can see parts inside, nothing interesting. Note that wing edges will serve as a guiding elements during assembly. Next we have plastic sprue with fuselage halves. Here they are. Parts division is also quite typical. We have tail segment molded in, but note that cowling area is molded without top segment, and you will see explanation for this on the next frame. But for now, note that whole cowling panel is molded as one-piece part, so you shouldn't be worried about possible seams in this area. And I can zoom in to the fuselage so that you can see that still we have recessed panel lines and riveting, which should look as nice as what we saw on the wings. And from the other side we can see minor detailing in the cockpit area, but do not be afraid about it, because we will have P parts for fine detailing, so the final appearance of the cockpit should look even better. And of course it will depend on your painting skills as well. Next we have quite big plastic frame full with different parts, and here you can see why the cowling area was molded separately, because we have engine included. Unlike G version where you have to buy a separate resin set for the engine, here we have plastic version of the engine included out of the box, so you can replicate it, install it inside the airplane and display it with open cowling. And from the other side you can see that there are position pins inside engine house, which should help you with guiding those 2 houses together. Next we have last gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated again to different internal and external elements. For example, here we have these 2 parts for wheel wells, also separately molded ailerons, tail wings which are molded together with elevator separate rudder, and also here you can see one-piece air intakes as well as these frontal slats. Next we have transparent sprue, which is packed into the separate plastic bag. This should help you avoid possible scratches. As you can see, molding quality is really nice, and of course you will be able to replicate open canopy on your model, so you shouldn't be worried about it. And of course masks are included into this kit, so it should be easy to get nice and precise paintwork. Next we have assembly manual. This one is a typical for Eduard brochure with short history note on the first page. Then we have parts map here. Assembly starts with cockpit, as you can see, and you will have to add different P parts for fine detailing, as I said before. Here you can see assembly of the engine, and then we close fuselage house. We install engine inside. We also assemble wing. We assemble tail area. And by the way, note that you can choose closed nose or open nose version for your build. Here you can see installation of the canopy. And of course here we have small application guide for the masks. And then comes marking guide for 5 marking options. As you can see, it is printed in color. It comes with short history note, and all paint numbers are given in Gunze designations. But of course you can convert them to the paint manufacturer you're used to use on your models. And here you can see stenciling guide for this BF109. Now we can move on to bonuses, which are typical for Profipack. And first of all, of course, we have this small plastic bag with 2 PE threads, which is quite surprising. Usually we can see only 1 PE thread in Profipack, but nevertheless here we have 1 unpainted and 1 pre-painted PE thread. Of course, unpainted one will have to be used on external surfaces mostly, and pre-painted will be used for cockpit detailing. As you can see, we have different dashboard parts, also seat belts, and I can even zoom in more so that you can see all those parts closer. They look quite fine, and of course they will influence final appearance of the cockpit because it's, let's say, noticeable change in comparison with just painted plastic parts. Next we have mask sheet, which is packed into the separate plastic bag. That's a typical Eduard bonus, which should come handy, as I said before. And of course we have decals sheets, which are packed into the separate plastic bag as well. Just give me a second to open them, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so first I would like to show you the biggest one. Here it is. Of course it is printed in Eduard, and as you can see we have all necessary symbols included, and note that even decals for the dashboard are here, so if you don't like to use PE parts on your models, you can use these decals, but of course appearance, final result can't be compared. And then we have stencils, which are also printed in Eduard, and they're given in 2 colors, as you can see, red and black, so it will depend on the marking option you choose for your build. So that's all for this video review. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, don't forget to write your opinion here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!